What begins as a routine plea hearing quickly turns into a remarkable conversation about addiction, accountability, and second chances. David Stranky stands before Judge Melissa R. Mogen ready to plead guilty to an amended charge of simple possession of
We will go on the record in the matter 26 CF 20, State of Wisconsin versus David Stranky. The state appears through Assistant District Attorney Jose Vila in person. We have Miss Emma Hanu, Defense Counsel in person with Mr. Stranky. We're set today for a status, but we had forewarned notice that this could potentially be a plea in sentencing, and that is what it is. Miss Hanu, do you have a plea questionnaire waiver of rights form?
I do, Your Honor, if I may approach.
You may, please. Thank you.
Your Honor, to recite the agreement,
Sorry, I was just trying to figure out how much cash we have.
No worries, Your Honor. The joint recommendation by the parties would be for Mr. Stranky to plead to an amended count 1 of simple possession of methamphetamine without the repeater for costs. And if, as we get to the argument stage, I can further relay to the court why that would be the case.
All right. And that's the agreement, Mr. Stranky?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Vila, that's the agreement that the state has reached?
Yes, Your Honor.
Formal motion to remove the repeater?
So made.
Granted. Mr. Stranky, I have in front of me the plea questionnaire waiver of rights form. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did your attorney thoroughly go over the document with you?
Yes, she did, Your Honor.
Word for word?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand everything on that document?
Everything, Your Honor.
And that's your signature?
It is my honor, Your Honor.
You're pleading guilty to possession of methamphetamine simple, 36 years old. You can read, write, you understand the English language with a high school diploma or equivalent. All correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are going through AODA treatment?
Yes, I just got enrolled, but it's been a work in progress, but it's, you know, I'm trying to get stuff paid for and make sure I stay up on my child support and everything. So it's been, but it took a little while to get the $125 for the initial assessment, but yeah, I finally got it. So I start classes next week. So.
All right. And that's really good to hear. It's only $125?
Yeah, because I had a recommendation from probation. I asked them, I said, man, I said, I can't do 250. I was like, I said, can you meet me halfway or something? I said, I'm not fighting the fact that, you know, I have an issue. I was like, I'm trying to get help, but I was like, I just can't go back to my old ways to do it. I said, so.
I'm glad it cost you less. I'm glad you're not trying to go back to your old ways to get the money to do it. And I'm glad you are enrolled in substance abuse counseling and treatment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And so did your attorney thoroughly go over your constitutional rights with you?
She did, Your Honor.
So and you understand all of those rights?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you need me to go over those rights with you in any more detail?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that once you plead guilty, you're waiving and giving up those rights?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if you're not a citizen of the United States, your plea could result in your deportation?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand that here the state would have to prove on or around February 23rd, 2026, you possessed a substance. The substance was a controlled substance, methamphetamine, and you knew or believed that substance to be a controlled substance, methamphetamine. Do you understand what the state would have to prove?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand the maximum possible penalty could be a fine of up to $10,000 or 3.5 years of incarceration or both?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand that the recommendation, a joint recommendation to the court for a sentencing option would be costs only? But do you understand I'm not bound to follow that?
I do, Your Honor.
I could sentence you to that maximum penalty if I thought it was warranted?
I do, Your Honor.
Now, did you go over that criminal complaint with your attorney? And that's that original charging document where it basically says what happened that day and why you were charged with the crime. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. I vaguely remember it, but yeah.
February 23rd, when you possessed the substance, the methamphetamine, and a summary of what has occurred. You're looking at the document right now?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so looking at that document, would you say that for the most part, those facts alleged there as it relates to possessing that methamphetamine, they're accurate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Hanu, may the court use the probable cause section of the criminal complaint to find a factual basis?
So stipulated.
Has anyone made any threats or any promises to you, Mr. Strinky, for you
No,
to
Your
plead
Honor.
guilty?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. You're doing so freely and intelligently. That means you're telling me you fully understand what you're doing
I do, Your Honor.
and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has your attorney represented you competently?
Yes, Your Honor.
She's answered all of your questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has she looked at this matter thoroughly?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with her services?
I am, Your Honor.
Any questions for the court or your attorney before I proceed?
No, Your Honor.
As to the amended count 1, possession of methamphetamine, simple, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Court will find your plea of guilt is done knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. I'm going to find you understand your constitutional rights, what it means to waive and give up those rights. I'm going to find a factual basis to accept your plea of guilt. Based on that, I will find you guilty of the amended count. Judgment of conviction will be entered today. Mr. Vila, argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Stranky is here taking responsibility for his actions. This is a substance abuse issue that reared its ugly head, unfortunately for him. He seems to realize that he does need to pursue treatment. As a result of this case going the way that it did, he did receive a DOC sanction for 30 days, and he is still going to be on he is going to be on probation for at least the next 18 months after this case is concluded. As such, I think costs are the more appropriate option for this case. Thank you.
This is the defining moment of the hearing. Judge Melissa R. Mogen begins looking beyond the criminal charge and focuses on whether David Stranky has taken meaningful steps toward lasting recovery. In sentencing, judges don't simply consider the offense itself. They also evaluate acceptance of responsibility, rehabilitation efforts, public safety, and the likelihood of future success. Here, the defendant discusses completing residential treatment, enrolling in AODA counseling, maintaining employment, and helping lead Alcoholics Anonymous meetings during treatment. Those details become highly relevant because they demonstrate actions rather than promises. Rehabilitation is often one of the most important sentencing factors when substance abuse contributes to criminal behavior. What do you think? Should courts place greater emphasis on genuine recovery efforts when defendants show measurable progress? Or should punishment remain the primary focus? Let's return to the courtroom as Judge Mogen delivers her final decision.
And, I really intended to be here, and I just wanted to apologize on that end and everything to everybody because I hate wasting anybody's time. So, and it was just a miscommunication on my end, so I apologize. So.
Well, Mr. Strinky, I'm glad to see you here and apologizing. You're taking responsibility not only for the possession of the methamphetamine, but for your failing to come to court and messing up and owning it. So I appreciate that. I know you. I don't know you super well. You've only been in front of me, I think, once or twice, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're a hard worker. I remember that.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you are trying to get everything in place and to put the yellow brick road there so you can follow it and you can take charge and you can take control of your sobriety.
Yeah.
Because you're the only one who can do that. I'm very glad to hear that you were able to get the AODA assessment at a reduced cost. I want to say I'm glad that you're on probation. I'd rather you not be on probation. But that'll come, and it'll come with more work and harder work towards your sobriety. And hopefully you're going to be able to do that and find your path and just hit it hard and continue with your AODA assessments and treatment. Have you been to any inpatient residential treatments?
Yep. So last year around November, I think, is when I went to the BART house up in Barnett. So I went up there and then it's supposed to be like a 70-day program. I graduated in 55 because one of the fellow classmates or whatever they call them, like bunkmates or whatever, he got in an altercation with the guy that comes in or that did come in and do AA, So like he'd come to the BART house and do AA on Fridays, and for some reason this dude had a problem with him or whatever. They got in an altercation. Well, long story short, I just took over running AA. You know, so I graduated like 12 days early, and
That's great.
I mean, I figured I'm be there anyways, for the duration. So I was like, well, there's no point in making it so nobody can graduate, because I mean, that's part of the curriculum. So I was just like, well, we can piss and moan about it all we wanted, but unless somebody steps up and does something about it, it ain't gonna change.
That's great that you took charge, you took control, and you went above and beyond. And that's showing me and telling me that you can do this. You just have to get back to those things that you learned, and back to the sharing and expressing that with other people, back to going to the AA meetings and or leading your own. Because the more you're involved, the more your sobriety, you'll take charge, and it'll solidify, and you won't have to worry about methamphetamine controlling you anymore.
Yeah, when I started doing the AA group, like the night that I got in that altercation or whatever, there's like 2 guys that came out of 10, and I was like, I said, what better do you guys got to do besides come down and talk about our addiction for an hour? I was like, I mean, besides the fact that you're going to still be here if you don't. I mean, for one, but I said, we all have issues or whatever. I said, it's not like we have to make it a topic meeting and make it by the book or whatever. I mean, like, obviously you kind of go through the 12 steps or whatever, but it can be whatever's on your mind, and then that could be the thing that keeps you from relapsing, is just having somebody that's willing to talk to you about it or listen.
That is definitely right on point, Mr. Stranky. I'm really proud of you, and I'm proud of the steps that you're taking.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I think that the agreement is appropriate. So $500 cash. I'm gonna sentence you to 30 days of jail. That's time served. You sat it.
Okay.
You might as well get the credit for it, right?
Right.
So I'm sentencing you to 30 days, time served, $500 cash. You have that posted. You're good to go, because you missed court, so you had to post it.
Yep.
Well, actually, I'm waiving $18 actually. So then we're all good to go.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about $18.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have 20 days to appeal. Should you fail to appeal within 20 days, you lose that right. You're pleading to a felony. As such, you can no longer use or possess a firearm for life. I do need your DNA. So when you're done here, you're going to need to go to the jail and just make sure that they have it. And so they'll swab you if they don't. If they do, they'll send you on your way.
Okay.
You have the right to request it be expunged through a written letter to the Department of Justice, the Wisconsin Department of Justice, not to me or the court. Okay.
Okay.
Talk to your attorney or Google it. It's very easy to do. 30 days jail credit. Am I missing anything, Mr. Vila?
Did the court provide the rights to appeal already?
20 days to appeal.
Perfect. Then nothing else, Your Honor.
Nothing else, Your Honor.
All right, then we're good to go.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Congratulations, and keep it up.
Thank
It's
you.
going to be hard. You know it.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
it will, day by day. Keep it up.
Hey, what doesn't kill us makes.
Judge Melissa R. Mogen ultimately accepts the joint recommendation and sentences David Stranky to 30 days in jail with credit for time already served, allowing him to satisfy the custodial portion of his sentence immediately. The court also orders financial obligations, advises him of the lifetime firearm prohibition that accompanies his felony conviction, and reminds him of his appellate rights and DNA requirements. Throughout the hearing, however, Judge Mogen repeatedly emphasizes that the most important sentence is not the jail term. It's the defendant's commitment to maintaining sobriety and continuing the recovery process that has already begun. The hearing demonstrates how accountability and rehabilitation can work together when genuine progress is supported by consistent action. If you found this case as intense as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful courtroom breakdowns.